In the early 20th century, when the sky itself was still a mystery and airplanes were new marvels of human invention, one woman dared to reach higher than anyone thought possible. Her name was Amelia Earhart, and she became the most famous female pilot in history, a symbol of courage, freedom, and adventure. But her story did not end in triumph. It ended in one of the greatest mysteries of all time. Amelia Mary Earhart was born on July 24, 1897, in a small town called Atchison, Kansas. From the very beginning, she was different from other girls. She loved climbing trees, chasing adventure, and doing things that were considered unladylike. Her family wasn't rich, and life wasn't always easy. But Amelia's spirit was fearless. She once said, "Adventure is worthwhile in itself." As a young woman, she worked as a nurse's aide during World War I, helping wounded soldiers in Canada. There, she met pilots who had flown in the war, brave men who talked about the feeling of flying freely above the clouds. That idea fascinated her. One day, she went to an air show. When a pilot flew his small airplane low over the crowd, Amelia felt something awaken inside her. The roar of the engine, the rush of wind, it called to her. She knew in that moment that she wanted to fly. In 1920, she took her very first airplane ride. It lasted only 10 minutes, but it changed her life. "As soon as we left the ground," she said, "I knew I had to fly myself." She worked many jobs, as a truck driver, photographer, and office clerk, just to save enough money for flying lessons. Her first instructor was a woman named Anita Snook, one of the first female flight teachers in America. Amelia learned quickly, and she loved every second of it. Eventually, she bought her first plane, a small yellow one she called the Canary. In that plane, Amelia broke her first record by flying higher than any woman before her, reaching 14,000 feet. It was the start of a journey that would make her a legend. In 1928, Amelia got a phone call that would change her life forever. She was invited to join a transatlantic flight, not as the pilot, but as a passenger. It was a publicity event, meant to show that a woman could cross the Atlantic. Though Amelia didn't actually fly the plane herself, the press loved the story. She became known as Lady Lindy, named after Charles Lindbergh, the first man to fly solo across the Atlantic. Overnight, Amelia became a star. She gave lectures, wrote books, and became an inspiration for women everywhere. But deep down, she wasn't satisfied. She hadn't flown the Atlantic. She had only ridden it. And so, she made a decision. She would do it herself. In May 1932, Amelia climbed into her red Lockheed Vega and took off from Newfoundland, planning to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. The weather was terrible. Her plane iced over, her altimeter failed, and the cockpit was freezing. But after 14 grueling hours, she landed safely in a field in Ireland. She had done it, the first woman to fly alone across the Atlantic. When reporters asked how she felt, she smiled and said, "I did it because I wanted to." That flight made Amelia a global hero. She became a symbol of women's independence, proof that courage could break any barrier. She met world leaders, toured across continents, and continued breaking records. But Amelia wasn't only a pilot. She was a writer, a designer, and an activist for women's rights. She even created her own clothing line, practical, comfortable outfits for active women. And although she married a publisher named George Putnam, she refused to give up her independence. She called their marriage a partnership with dual control, just like a two-pilot aircraft. Through the 1930s, Amelia kept flying higher, farther, and faster. She flew from Hawaii to California, from Mexico City to New Jersey, each time proving that skill and courage had no gender. But there was one challenge left: to fly around the world. In 1937, Amelia began preparing for her greatest adventure, a 29,000-mile journey around the equator. Her plane was a silver Lockheed Electra 10E, equipped with the best technology of its time. Her navigator was Fred Noonan, an experienced sailor and flight expert. They began the trip from Oakland, California, in May 1937. The world followed their journey closely. They crossed South America, Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and Australia. Everywhere they landed, crowds came to see them. They were almost done. Only the vast Pacific Ocean remained. On July 2, 1937, Amelia and Fred took off from La, New Guinea, heading for a small island in the middle of the Pacific called Howland Island. It was supposed to be their final long flight before returning home. But something went terribly wrong. As they flew, radio operators on the ground picked up Amelia's voice. "We must be on you but cannot see you," she said. "Gas is running low." The U.S. Coast Guard ship Itasca, stationed near Howland Island, tried to guide her in. But the radio signals were weak, and she couldn't hear their replies. Her last transmission came moments later. "We are running north and south." Then silence. Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan vanished somewhere over the Pacific Ocean. They were never seen again. The U.S. Navy launched the biggest air and sea search in history at that time. For weeks, ships and aircraft scoured the ocean, but no trace of Amelia or her plane was found. Eventually, the search was called off. Since then, people around the world have tried to solve the mystery. Some believe her plane simply ran out of fuel and crashed into the sea, sinking to the ocean floor. Others think she landed on a nearby island, Nikumaroro, once called Gardner Island. Decades later, bones and parts of a woman's shoe were found there, sparking theories that she and Fred survived for some time before dying as castaways. There are also more dramatic ideas, that she was on a secret spy mission for the U.S. government, captured by Japanese forces before World War II, and either executed or imprisoned. Some even claim she returned home under a new identity. No theory has ever been proven. Yet, the mystery of Amelia Earhart has never faded. Explorers and scientists still search the Pacific Ocean for her plane. Modern sonar scans and underwater drones have explored the seabed for decades, but the truth remains hidden. Still, what Amelia achieved in her short life changed the world forever. She broke barriers that had stood for centuries. She proved that courage knows no gender, that dreams can lift us higher than we imagine, and that even if we fail, the attempt itself is noble. Her legacy lives on in schools, scholarships, and museums that bear her name. Pilots, especially women, still see her as a hero, a pioneer who opened the sky for everyone who dared to dream. She once wrote, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." Perhaps that's why her story still matters. Amelia Earhart wasn't just a pilot who disappeared. She was a symbol of human curiosity, bravery, and the desire to push beyond limits. And maybe that's how she'd want to be remembered. Not as the woman who vanished, but as the woman who flew. As the sun sets over the endless Pacific, imagine that silver plane still gliding somewhere above the clouds, carried by the wind, forever chasing the horizon. Because legends like Amelia Earhart never truly disappear. They just keep flying.